Our next storyteller for the theme of do-overs is, everyone get pumped, get excited. This person's going to be awesome. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. It is our Eric Thomas. Woo! Sometimes I like to blast Rolling in the Deep and sing along really loud and pretend that I'm going through a really painful breakup, even though I'm not. Because I just really like emotions. I feel all the time like I'm like a heroine in a romantic comedy, and you know, like all dithery and running down the street, and Adele's playing, and you know, I just have a lot of emotions and I don't know what to do with them. And this relates. It's not a, you know, it's like recently, well not recently, a little while ago I was in this relationship, and like I would find myself just waking up suddenly. I can't believe I'm sharing this. I find myself waking up suddenly at like 4 in the morning and I have to like restrain myself from leaning over and whispering to him like, I love you. Because I didn't love him, I just had a lot of emotions. Anyway, there's not a lot of time, so I'm just going to flash back. About a year ago, I'm about to go on a jog with this guy I'm dating, and I had recently lost 20 pounds without ever setting foot on a treadmill because I don't like jogging. But he's a marathon runner, and he said, you know, do you want to go jog 4 miles in August? And I said, absolutely, anything to keep you from ever stopping loving me. So we're stretching and we're headed up Broad Street. And we're chit chatting. We're talking about something that he's been talking about a lot lately, which is like the kind of guys that he likes. And I didn't think that was appropriate because we were dating and we had been for a little while. And eventually I just sort of stopped and was like, what's going on? And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? And all of a sudden it was like everything in the past like 2 months, like the sixth sense, it sort of like took a different view. I'll start from the beginning. We met on OkCupid, which is an online dating site. And he looked like, I saw his picture and he looked like this cartoon character from a TV show that I really enjoyed. And he mentioned that in his profile and I was like, oh my God, this guy's perfect. And we chit-chatted back and forth. We wrote really fun notes to each other, and it was kind of like living in Pride and Prejudice, and it was really charming, and I'm really charming, and so it was a really great thing that went on. One day, I'm standing on the subway platform at like Walnut Locust, I think it was, and I'm watching the subway as it speeds into the station, and all the windows go by like a little flipbook movie, and all of a sudden I see his the cartoon character face, and I'm like, and so we sit down across from each other, and we do that thing like, you, me, me, and it was set. You know, we hung out all the time. We went to we got frozen yogurt and walked along the waterfront, and like he did this thing where he tried to touch my nose, and I tried to not touch my nose, and we were in love, but we weren't dating. We weren't dating at all, and I had made it all up in my head, like. Because these are all things that you can do with your friends, and I didn't realize that. And so we're jogging, and I'm furious now, because I'm just like, I lost 20 pounds so that I can find a boyfriend, and you don't love me. And I'm like sweating, and my knees are starting to hurt. And we get up right around City Hall, and we get around the back where they have those little game pieces, the game of dominoes and Sorry. And I see my favorite gay couple in the whole world, this guy Will and this guy Jose, and they go jogging by, because they go jogging all together all the time, and they're like, oh hey, how you doing? And Jose's like, great day for a jog, isn't it? And I'm like, fuck you! And we keep jogging, and the guy I was dating, who I wasn't dating, he pulled out ahead of me a little bit, because I started to get a little bit asthmatic, and my knees are starting to hurt, and we get to Walnut Street, and the light is against us, and so he's jogging in place, and I'm like throwing up a little bit. And the light changes, and he jogs on, and I say, go ahead without me. And I get into a cab, and I find the nearest Krispy Kreme. He has this terrible thing where he refuses to let bad blood exist between people, and so I wanted to sort of just be done with it, because that's sort of what I do. Like, I cut and run, because I'm crazy, and he insisted on being my friend, and so over the course of the past year, like, I've actually begun to actually get to know this person, and so, and I actually like him. I like him as a friend, and that's kind of an amazing thing to me. A couple weeks ago, a group of us, including him, were walking along Walnut Street, and I'm carrying a camera, because every picture that I have of my mother from, when she was about my age, She's like got these little teeny shorts and a camera and like these like long legs sticking out of the shorts, and like she's my ultimate romantic comedy heroine. And so I try and be just like that, which is probably not what my parents thought was going to happen. But you know, we all make up stories in our head about how things are going to be. And so we're standing on Walnut Street. We're about to go across the street to Chipotle because we're really big health nuts. And I take a picture of him as he's about to step off the curb, and I look down at it, and I say to him, I'm like, and I see the picture I see the person, the cartoon character that I saw a year ago, but I see him, you know, as somebody I actually know who's extremely kind and very intelligent and very funny, and not my boyfriend, but my friend. And I looked up, and I said to him, I was a little bit more surprised than perhaps was appropriate. I said, Thomas, you're so handsome. And he said, thank you. And he stepped off the curb, and I hesitated for a moment, and then I stepped down into Walnut Street, and I followed. Before I did, I just leaned forward and I whispered, I love you. Thank you.